Hello, hello. I think we are live. I do not know about the mic condition. Is it working fine or not? This is actually my first stream, so a less of a stream, but a more of a devlog sort of a journey where I'm just trying to build a simple 2D physics engine from scratch in C. So the initial goal is to handle circular shapes, like how will they interact with gravity and what will happen if they collide with them. But I don't think it will be possible in an hour or two right now. So I'll just try to make some basic building blocks that will be helpful while we are trying to make a 2D engine. So let me just post somewhere what I am trying to do. I'll just get a link. Where is it? All of this is new. I know nothing about this. Let's not do that. Twitter does not like when you post links. We will just start. So my goal is to uh, not use ChatGPT a lot. Obviously, we will use it for looking up stuff that we don't know about. And I also don't know about my mic. So we will just start. I won't take much of your time. So let me just include stdio.h, the standard library, and return 0. This is the basic thing that every C program would require. Now, to build a basic physics engine, what you require is some sort of a way to manipulate vectors. And since we are only dealing with 2D vectors, I'll only cover um, mathematics of 2D vectors. So I think the basic functions that we would require is addition, multiplication, maybe division. I don't think so division would be required. Multiplication by a scalar. Yeah, I guess that's all. So I'll just let's say define a struct. Let's say vec2d. It will have uh, a 2D vector has two things. So float x, float y. This is the basic structure. Now let's define some maths. The first function that we can implement is it is a basic addition function. So vec2d, let's say vec add. It will take um, two vectors, and what it is supposed to return, I would say a dot x plus b dot x, comma, it would be a dot y plus b dot y. Let's test it out. So let's declare two vectors. Vector a, it will be 2 comma 3, and vector b will be 3 comma 4, and we will have a result which will just do the addition vec add. Sorry for the noise in the background. I can't do anything about it. It will just take a and b. Let's print them out. Let's do one thing. Let's add a function. Let's not add a function. Yeah, let's add a function that can just print a vector just so that we can see void print. It will take a constant vec2da, and we can print nicely. Let's say x, and it will be a float. And what we need is a y, and it will also be a float, and it will take a dot x, a dot y, print vec2d, it will take a result. Let's do one thing. Should we make it a pointer? I don't want to make copy of it, but let's see, it is fine probably. GCCI minus o main dot c. So 5 and 7. Okay, that's fine. Now we can have one more function. Why do we have close? Okay, that's fine. So let's add a subtraction function. What we have is subtraction. Similarly, let's have a function that can multiply something. So let's have a vec2d that scales a vector, scale vec. Let's keep the naming convention same. Vec scale, it will take a vec2d a and a float scalar. And what it will do, it will just return a vec2d and it will just multiply the values. They are already in float, so I don't have to typecast it. So a dot x, a dot x dot, so times scalar. What the hell? A dot x times scalar b, sorry, a dot y times scalar. Yes, that's it. So this will return a scalar. We have done multiplication and scale. I don't think anything else would be required. So the first goal is to define a circle. For that, we can just again create a struct. I'm just thinking about how to make one. What sort of properties will it have? So it will certainly have some sort of mass. It will have x and y coordinates, which would be a vec2d. Vec2d, it will be a center of the circle. It will also have radius, but I don't think so radius would be required right now because we are not handling collisions as of now. What else? Nothing else, maybe. Can't think of anything right now. So we have a circle, we have a mass. Let's make a function that initializes a circle and it will return a circle. So it will return, it will take the mass and it will take radius. It will take a vec2d that will be center and it will return a circle with, let me do this. It will return a circle that has mass, radius, center, and we will also add a function that can print a circle, something like this. And what it is not circle. Let's do small circle. We will have mass. Is the stream going fine? Small circle. Okay, it is working fine. Nobody is watching, that's fine. I can do anything that I want. We will print the mass. We will print the radius. What else do we need to print? Circle dot mass, circle dot radius. I guess for now it is fine. Or it is not fine. I also want to print the center. Printf, print vec2d. We can just print the center. Uh, the vec2d in this case would be circle dot. We defined a center. So let's do one thing. Let's print a circle. Um, Circle A would be equals to dot mass, let's say 0.5. All of this would be in kg. Dot radius, let's say 1 meter. Dot center, it will be a vec2d type, and center, let's say 2 comma 3 for now. Print circle and we will provide a. Let me just do this. Mass radius is 1. We have x and y at this. It's fine. So let me add this line. Printf, a new line. Looking much better. So this is, I guess, all that is required for a circle to function. Now, circle is a type of body, right? So what we can do is, now let's define a body structure. Type def structure. A body can be of many types, but we are just right now defining what it is. It is a circle. So let me just do one thing. I can just do C, or I can't. Type is a type. Let me write shape. So it will be, we can signify shape. Let's say it can be C for a circle, S for a square, T for a triangle. Not that we are trying to handle triangles here. Triangle collision management would be much, much more difficult. I don't think I can do it in 1 hour or 2 hours. So it will have some shape, and when a body is falling down, yeah, since it is falling down, it is much better to define gravity. I define my macros sometimes like this. Initially, I used to use capital letters always, but I hate them right now. I don't want them in my life. I don't want to use the shift key because I've mapped my caps lock to escape and when. it will have a shape, then it will have a it will have a position. Good point. Not that anybody gave me point, but that is fine. Vec 2D, it will have a position, it will have a velocity, velocity, a velocity. It will also have acceleration. What is the spelling of acceleration? I hope this is correct. What else? I don't think a body needs anything else to function, right? It is falling down. So when we apply the equations of motion, we also need a component of time step. So let me just write 0.016 f. I guess it translates to 60 fps, if I remember correctly from one of my past works on an engine. Now, if it is a shape, I just want circle right now. I will handle other shapes later on. I am not in the position to think at this moment. So, what we can do is let's make a function called update velocity. Sorry, not update velocity, just update the position of it. So, position. It will take a body and I suppose it will take a pointer to a body. First, let's calculate velocity. So, delta V will be change in velocity, and then we can add it to velocity and we will get the final one, right? So, vec 2D delta V. So, the equation is V equals U plus AT, and initial velocity will be 0 in our case. So the delta V will be G times T, right? In each direction. But we are since only handling vertical dropping circles, X won't change. So it will X, Y. So only the Y thing would change. Sometimes these equations get too complex. Let me write it down. What we want is V is equals to U plus GT. U in our case would be, we will be adding, so GT is the final thing, and it will be a float, as I can remember. Delta Vx, it will be float, so it will be gravity times time step, right? And then we can add it. So body dot circle dot, so body dot velocity becomes body dot velocity, uh, and we are adding the vectors, right? So I guess what if we do this and body dot velocity dot x, should we increase x or y? We are considering x as rows, y as the columns. So we can just do delta vx, and then we can return body dot velocity dot y. Let's test it out. So we have a circle with center this, and the center of the circle will act as the position of it, right? So we can define a body A, sorry, body B. Let's do body B. What happened? Yeah, what will have? It will have a circle which will be equals to A. It will have velocity which will be a vec. So vec 2d times, let's say we can do 0 comma 0 in this case. What else does it have? It has position. So position will be equals to the center of circle. So it will be a dot center. What else does it have? It has acceleration. Acceleration, can we define acceleration? Do we require acceleration in the case of body when it is only impacted by gravity? And we are already defining the gravitational constant. So I don't see the point of it. Let's do a while loop and we will just stop it. Update position, it will take a pointer, so we will do this, and then we can print out circle. Print circle, circle will be b dot a, right? Circle would be b dot circle, sorry, b dot circle. Will this work? I hope it works. What we need to print? We need to print the velocity. We need to print the velocity. Printf, let's say sometimes what happens to my hand, even I don't know. So we need b dot velocity and v dot velocity dot x and b dot velocity dot y, and we don't need this. Is it even changing? It is changing, nice. Let me just print the first 100 iterations and by 0. I plus plus is less than 100. I don't know if it would be 199 or 101 because I don't care. That was just a clever way of not writing I again. So we started from this. Mm-hmm. As the velocity is increasing. Okay, now we need to update the position of it. So the formula for position is what it will be. S equals ut plus half gt square, or v square equals u square minus 2as. Which one should I apply? No, the point is position delta x. So position will change, also change in delta x. So delta vx, it will equal to half gt square. Will it? No, it will equal to earlier position plus delta v. Delta v would be equals to velocity into time, right? Time step again. So velocity into time step, right? So we have body dot velocity dot x, and we also have time step. So the in this case x component won't change, so it will remain the same because it is only moving in y, sorry, it is moving in x direction, not y direction, so x component will change, right? So body dot position dot x plus delta vx, delta px, and for y it will remain the same, body dot position dot y. I hope I'm correct. So similarly, let's print. And I'm not interested in velocity right now. Just want to see how it will behave. Who the hell is crying in the background? And how do we see is it falling faster or not? We need to define screen height and screen width. For now, let's just define screen. What this means is it cannot increase more than 100. The position is not supposed to increase more than 100. And if it increases more than 100, you need to reverse the velocity. If body dot position dot x is more than 100, then we need to reverse the direction of velocity, right? Body dot velocity dot x would be equals to minus of body dot velocity of x, right? I hope so. And What will happen if the velocity starts going to zero? Then it will start pulling it back, right? Right now we are only assuming elastic collisions from the floor. I'm just reducing it to 10. Why am I hard coding 100 here? It should be screen height. So it went to 10, then it started coming back. That makes sense. So how do we print a circle so that we can see it? Let's now do it by just some sort of an A. We are printing the circle. We don't want position here because we are printing the body's circle. So print circle should be what we can do is for int I equals 0, I less than screen height plus I. Hmm. Can it be float? Let's make it float. What do you say? Float I starts from 0. It is I less than circle height, and we will increment in the positions of. No, I don't think so. It will work. Let's just check what it will print. I am not sure what it is going to do. It should not be screen height. It should be circle dot circle dot position dot x, right? It will be circle dot center dot x. Printf, we can print an a here, move to a new line. Uh, we can just print empty spaces for now on new lines. What we need is a print circle here. Print circle b dot circle. How do I make it fall? Do we need to clear the screen each time? I don't know the character for it. Let me search this. Print ASCII code in C which terminal and flushes the std out buffer using flush. Yeah, this is the code. So each time we send it to update, it should do this. And we can also flush std out, maybe. I don't even know how to print a circle. I'm just trying to play with my luck. Okay, nothing happened. Time to take help. I have this code where I'm trying to see the effect of gravity on a falling circle. How to write a print circle function that uses an ASCII character that can show the effect for U sleep. What does that do? I don't know. Time step, screen height, screen width. We need to update the center of each circle to match the body position. Why didn't I add that? That is a nice addition. Body dot circle dot position. Sorry, not position. It will be center. It will be equals to body dot position. What the hell is this function? 50 millisecond delay for visibility. It is an UniSTD file. We have to make a render scene function. Clears the screen, flushes the cursor to the top left. Create a 2D grid scene. Okay. Initialize the grid with empty spaces. Draw the ground. So ground would be screen width. Screen width. Draw the circle. Print the grid. Not in the mood to write this. I'll write this later on. I am not going to use their code. Too complex. I mean, it is not complex, but it is complex for me. But one thing I liked is how did they calculate the delta V and the position of the body? So they are taking changes in the y direction instead of x, which I guess makes sense if we just look at the conventional charts, x and y. Y is depicting the vertical direction there, usually. So delta V would be there, okay, position times this. If position plus circle is more than screen height, then they reverse the position, reverse the velocity with some sort of loss. That is a nice idea that I can work with. So float, what was it here? Sorry for looking at it again. Float delta Vy, it will just be equal to gravity dot time step, right? And we are updating velocity in the y direction. So body dot velocity dot y, it will be equals to, no, it won't be equal to, it will be added, right? So body dot velocity dot y, and we will add delta v to it. Delta this. Now same goes for position, and we are updating position in the x direction. And the position we can just do this. Body dot position position dot x. Ah, fuck. Where is my pointer? Body dot position dot x plus body dot velocity dot x times time step. And similarly we can do for, why didn't it paste? We'll have y, we need to replace this with y2, it will also be y. Okay, now when body dot position dot y hits the screen, if body dot position dot y, it hits the screen, so which means it is more than or equals to screen height, then we need to reverse the direction, right? To reverse the direction, we can just reverse the velocity. So body, and I like the idea of having some loss of energy while we are trying to reverse the velocity. It will just be equals to minus, let's say we are reducing it by 20%, so it will be this. Why don't we define some loss of constant? So some constant that does this. Define, I guess it was called coefficient of restitution. Restitution. And not restitution, ground impact scale. Let's say we are losing, only want to have zero point 0.8 return, so it will be zero point 0.8. I hate this function, I'll just delete it. So it will be ground impact scale multiplied by body dot velocity dot y. We're not changing anything in the x direction, which makes sense. I hate new Vim sometimes because I'm too much of a noob at it. I don't know how it works. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate my life. What will happen now? Will it work? Print circle, there is no print circle function, man. And there is update function. What we need to do is just print the position of circle. So where did print circle go? I should not have deleted it here. Printf. Uh, what will have b dot circle dot center dot x, b dot circle dot center dot y. I don't care about the position. I just want to check if the circle is getting updated or not. Why? What happened? What happened? Nothing is getting updated because we have not set body dot circle dot center to be body dot position because we are such a noob and we are an idiot. So, yeah, it is changing. And when it is going to change the direction, man? Hello, hello, hello. Where is the direction? Clear. If body dot position screen height is more than what is the screen height? Screen height, if I check, last time I checked, it was 10. Did I do something wrong? If body dot position dot y is greater than or equal to screen height, and body dot velocity dot y equals to this, then why the hell are you not updating? Ground impact scale is minus zero point 0.8. Body velocity is this. Okay. Now you are saying I need to print the body velocity also. Because my life is not better. It is not going better in any way. So body dot velocity dot what? Why? Now what is your problem? What the hell is your problem? X. Fuck off. The velocity was increasing. That is fine. Now, as soon as it reached 10, it reversed the direction. Then why is it getting positive sometimes? I don't get this. Body dot velocity y plus delta v. Delta v in my case is gravity and time step. And so velocity should be reducing, right? So as soon as change the direction, let's say it is minus what it is. What is it? It is 11. And when it touched 10, it should reduce we should multiply it by zero point 0.8, which makes sense. It is almost 9 and it changed the direction. But why is it alternating between positive and plus signs? That is a mystery to me. History as always. This is not the physics I, as a god, intended to make. But if this was real physics, I would have enjoyed the world. Everything would be chaos, and chaos is something I love. What is the issue? Body dot position dot y is greater than or equals to screen height, then reverse the direction. Set the circle to the position. And then when the next loop comes, we are calculating the position, I guess, correctly. What is the issue? And what the this bastard implemented? What I am not able to understand, why is it getting positive and negative and positive and negative? So when it is minus 9, okay, it is minus 9 right now. Let's just focus on this. It is minus 9 and we're calculating delta V. Delta V in this case would be a 9.8 meter per second square. That would be 0.06, 0.016. So if we just do minus 9 plus 9.8 times 0.016, what do we get? We get 0.816, and when the velocity reaches 0, it will start to come back. Right, right, right. So it is not getting enough time. Or am I wrong in that? L- uh, is my implementation of the update function correct? Please help me, I gods, because I am such an idiot. I don't have any brains. I have no brains. Collision is incorrect. You're checking position is circular radius. I don't care about the radius right now. Position correction is missing. When the collision occurs, you need to reposition the circle so it's not below the ground. Okay, and in a realistic bounce, there should be some friction. Fuck off. No terminal velocity limit. I don't give a damn. Prevent tiny bounces that would cause jittering. Who cares? I am just focusing on whatever I have written. Do not try to introduce complexity into the code because I don't give a damn. Just tell me the error. Because what is happening right now is as soon as the position.y reaches what? Reaches screen height. Screen height, right? Screen height. The velocity reverses the direction, but the position keeps on increasing and the y velocity changes sign each time. Check out this output. Oh, correct the position first, move it back to the ground. See, all of this stuff I don't know about because I don't have any experience with making engines and I can't even think about how these things work. Nice, nice, very nice, perfect. Look at this beautiful thing. I made it. I made it, God. I made it. I replicated what the universal constants try to do constantly. If I drop my butt on the ground, it will follow the same motion that I'm trying to predict in this. What else? What else we can try to do is, how about projectile motion? I'm throwing it in an angle. Right now, do I want that? I don't want that. How long is the stream? Where can I check it? 55 minutes. That is too much. That is too much. That is too much, man. That is too much. Nobody should stream for that long. You know what? I'm getting bored of it. But what else? What else can I add? This is just 70 lines of code. Nobody respectable should write only 70 lines of code in 55 minutes from scratch. That is pathetic. Mhm. Mhm. I don't know what else I can do. I'll just continue the stream tomorrow while coming up with ideas. Thanks a lot for watching. Because it's my first stream, I will be as idiot of a person as I can. Because this is who I am, an idiot. The sooner I realize, the better it is.